then he went and he got himself caught up and you know the CIA came after him and now he out here stealing BMWs. What? Whose GTA playthrough is this? Alright, so today we're going to be watching The Unhinged Crimes of Waffle House. It's another Dire Trip video. I don't think I need to go through the whole spiel. You guys already know that I watched Dire Trip, and I'm a really big fan. Cozy's here! Yes! Okay, let's go. Okay, Cozy, we're starting all over completely from the beginning, because I wanted you to be here with us. I wanted us all to experience together as a family. Okay, let's go.
Out of all of the restaurant chains within the United States and abroad, it goes without saying that the Waffle House has one of the worst reputations of any of them.
As I was saying earlier, you guys, I was so surprised. I had no idea that Waffle House has people just out here committing crimes. That's so wild to me.
The idea that the Waffle House
Cozy said, "Thank you for waiting." No problem, Cozy. No problem.
tends to be the scene of many, many crimes is actually a meme in itself. But is there any truth to these memes? Well, yes, there is.
I just want to say thank you, Dire, for making another great video because I love watching these in case you see this.
So far on this channel, I've talked about crimes revolving around McDonald's miscreants and Chuck E. Cheese drunkards, but there's one popular topic that I neglected to cover: Waffle House. When talking about those other
I know, I'm already pausing for the billionth time. He did a video about Chuck E. Cheese. We're watching. If I don't do like a second reactions tonight, if I end up late, then we're watching that pizza one. We're watching the pizza one next Monday. Next Monday is reactions, okay?
places, people in the comment section overwhelmingly wanted a video on this topic. That's pretty understandable, as Waffle House has kinda gotten the reputation as being one of the scummy, seediest restaurant chains throughout the United States. It wasn't always this way, but after many, many major headlining crimes over the past few years, it's gotten that reputation. Personally, I haven't actually eaten at Waffle House before. The one time that I did go in, there was vomit all over the floor by the bar-style seating, and the only person working there told me, "Sorry, we'll get to that in a bit."
What? Yo, if people are eating there, I would be just like him. If I knew that, I wouldn't eat there either. What the fuck? Jesus.
That kinda ruined my appetite, so I just kinda walked out and I went to Denny's instead, and I've been a Denny's guy ever since. As a result of that, I can't vouch for the atmosphere too much, but luckily we have a long, long list of articles willing to help us.
Okay, if you guys are wondering why I'm smiling and I'm clapping, when I was a little girl, my mom used to work at Denny's and she used to bring home the best Denny's food, so I love Denny's. Not nowadays, but I grew up loving Denny's. They're great.
Learn about the place. Let's start with one of the classics. This takes us back to the far-off year of 2007, when none other than Kid Rock got into a Waffle House brawl in Georgia. When a man named Harlan Atkins approached a female member of Kid Rock's entourage and attempted to speak with her, Kid lashed out and attacked him. While Kid still claims that he only verbally abused the man, not physically, he was still arrested on charges of assault only about 1 hour later. Harlan then took Kid Rock to court, initially wanting $6,000 in medical fees and another unspecified amount for punitive damages.
Can we just pause for a minute? I mean, really pause, but why are you suing him for medical fees if he's claiming that he never physically assaulted you? Would this be for emotional distress? Like, the emotional and psychological impact that it had on him to be verbally assaulted? Or did Kid Rock actually physically assault this person? The details are leading me two different directions right now. Cozy said, "No way, I'm eating there. Puke on the floor." Cozy said it, but we're all thinking, like, no, hell no, no way in hell, never.
While the punitive damages weren't awarded, the judge actually ended up awarding him $40,000 in other damages. Kid Rock was only held responsible for about 15% of that amount, as it was found that his guitarist threw the first punch. His personal assistant and executive assistant were also forced to pay a certain
So who did the guy? So he got into an altercation with the band member, but he's suing Kid Rock. Why wouldn't he not sue the guitarist instead? I just questions, just things I'm wondering.
percentage for throwing punches themselves. Still, Kid Rock claimed that he never hit the guy. I gave it to him verbally. I said, "Shut your mouth, man," he claims. The victim said that he was only talking to the woman in the group about some text messages she had sent him. He said, "I still don't even know what I did say to him to start this jumping on me," while admitting that both he and Kid Rock were very drunk when the incident happened. Kid Rock's lawyers insisted that this was merely a ploy to get money out of a celebrity. In the end, Kid Rock was sentenced to a year of probation in order to pay a $1,000 fine as well. While this was the first widely publicized case involving Waffle House, it wouldn't be the last, and it definitely wouldn't be the worst. For the next several years throughout the 2000s and 2010s,
I'm trying not to laugh, but like, you guys, Kid Rock was eating at Waffle House. What the fuck? No. Why? Make it make sense. I don't understand. Saying said, yo, what's up? Why you coming here shaking booty? Why you coming here shaking booty saying? You just love that emote. You just love that emote. I swear. It's just such good energy for you, isn't it? Hi, Sayin. Welcome in. We're watching some Dire Trip today, The Unhinged Crimes of Waffle House. And we just learned that Kid Rock, guitarist, is out here assaulting people outside Waffle House. Oh, I wonder, did he throw a punch or did you think he, like, it hit him with his guitar? I'm literally picturing. I'm picturing the you guys know from Hollow the weapon that looks like the guitar. You know what I'm talking about?
a large number of brutal, strange crimes would continue to happen regularly at the establishment. For example, in August of 2011 in Panama City, a man named Charles
Because he says, "But Waffle House is fire." Wait, you love it more? I mean, I do. I do. It always makes me giggle. It always makes me laugh. That is so true. I can't deny it. 3 a.m. chicken and waffles always hit. I Can I be honest with you guys for a moment? We have a Coco confession. Like, you know, open your pew, pretend I have a rosary. Dear Heavenly Father. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't want any religious people to come for me. But I've never had chicken and waffles. I've never had chicken and waffles ever in my life. Just being honest.
Patrick O'Brien was very angry with his wife. He decided to take his emotions out on her in one of the most unhinged and unpredictable ways possible.
Can we just watched one, Cozy, we just watched one last night about a man going for his wife. What is this? Men just be out there killing their wives, apparently. Regular occurrence. I mean, I'm speaking a bit soon. Okay, we don't know if he killed her or not, but he must have done something to her. Let's find out what he did.
As his wife, Danielle Gibbons, was enjoying a meal at the
That shit's fucking raw.
Waffle
Look,
House, he watched her through the
look.
window from his truck.
No, look,
Was
you
enjoying a
guys,
meal at the
you
Waffle
guys, we
House,
have
he
to.
watched her through as his wife.
I'm hoping this is just a random clip that he found that's not Waffle House, but this is what Waffle House's food looks like, and now I'm extra happy that I never ate there. I don't know about y'all, but I don't fuck with that rare, medium rare, like none of that. No, I need it done, like well done plus fucking, plus some. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Oh my god, I want to puke now. I wasn't expecting that. Let's continue.
Wife, Danielle Gibbons, was enjoying a meal at the Waffle House, he watched her through the window from his truck. Unable to control himself, he stomped on the pedal and rammed his truck through the window of the Waffle House and accelerated straight towards his wife until the vehicle got stuck. He hopped out of the truck, knife in hand,
Yo!
and went to finish his wife off. This was when a customer was able to grab a big chunk of metal.
I'm sorry, but fuck you guys. People are gonna think I have just no emotions, but it's really just like I said yesterday and last night. I grew up watching this kind of stuff, so like it's not that I don't feel it. It's just I maybe don't react in all the exact same ways other people would. Okay, but this man, he was so mad. He wanted to get her so bad. He said, "Fuck my whole life, fuck this establishment, fuck my car, fuck everything. I'm gonna just ram my fucking car through." Like what? And then you guys know me, okay? Like sometimes I be doing the little so my brain and be like imagining and seeing so many different things. Okay, I be seeing so many things in my head. But what I literally just saw when he said that, I pictured like come on, go there with me. I picture somebody's like this is like picture like anime style, okay? This guy like driving, he's angry, he crashes his car into the thing, and then he like does this like super jump out the window and he's ready and he's got the knife and he's like, you know, just picture it. Just do it and you'll see what I'm talking about.
From the wreckage and thwacked Charles over the head with it, ending his rampage.
Wait, what? Who whacked him over the head?
And went to finish his wife off. This was when a customer was able to grab a big chunk of metal from the wreckage and thwack Charles over the head with it, ending his rampage.
Can we just applaud that customer, whoever he was? Good man. Good man. Good man. Because it said, don't tell me you never had chocolate and waffles before. Yes, I just told you I've never had chocolate and waffles before. What you got to say? What y'all got to say? Hmm? Hmm? I'll eat my mama's chitlins though, that's for sure, and only hers. I mean, just saying. Cozy said, Sayan said, I'm Christian and still laughed. That's good. That makes me feel so much better. Saying, that's my hometown. Don't laugh. Oh, I'm sorry. Nothing little bushy. Oh,
His
man.
wife had suffered injuries from the crash, but they weren't life-threatening. She was rushed to the hospital, and it seems that she made a full recovery.
Good. Good.
Charles
We
was
love a happy ending. We love a happy ending.
arrested on charges of attempted murder and felony criminal mischief. While this crime was a good mixture of
Can we just. He was arrested on attempted murder, right? And criminal mischief. What about destruction of property? What about, like, being a public menace? Like, I feel like that's a super, super, super short list for somebody who, like, crashed a car into a public food establishment. That doesn't seem a little light to you guys? Just me? Dice said this reminds me of that one part of Medea's goes to jail when she rammed her car into the damn restaurant and took some food for herself. Okay, I don't know the Medea movies. We're not a Tyler Perry family. Put it that way.
vicious and goofy, many later crimes would lean more heavily into the vicious side of things.
Okay.
At
How
a Waffle
vicious?
House in South Carolina in January of 2012, a few teenage boys decided to hop in and rob the place. Rushing into the restaurant at about 1 a.m., they pulled out weapons, threatened cashiers, and demanded cash. They didn't get too far as one customer in the restaurant who had a concealed carry permit was packing. He pulled out his gun and demanded that the two robbers stay put until the police arrive. One of the robbers, though, aimed his gun at him.
Oh, a quick side note, you guys. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Brief little intermission. Okay, so what I was trying to say is I've never worked in a fast food establishment. I've never worked for McDonald's or Taco Bell, anything like that. My first job was actually Joann's fabric store. But that's one of the reasons why I've never worked at a fast food establishment. I didn't even like it when I worked at a convenience store for a couple years. I worked at a 7-Eleven because that was super unsafe. Like that's always been a fear of mine and a worry of mine, something in the back of my mind that's like I would hate to work for a place and have to worry about possibly getting robbed just because I work there. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing they want from you. but you are in a place that can be a target. And I know any place can be a target, but certain places are more likely for that to happen, for shit to just like pop off. And I'm not trying to be there. That's not for me.
So he fired, hitting one of the boys, 18-year-old Dante Lamont Williams, and killing him.
Mm.
He died there on the scene before the police arrived. The other robber, a 29-year-old
R.I.P.
Kenneth Joan Craig, panicked and fled the scene. He was arrested later that night and charged with both armed robbery and possession of a weapon during a violent crime. He was thrown into the Spartanburg County Jail. The guy who shot at the robbers wasn't charged with any sort of crime, as there were plenty of witnesses that could clarify that he shot in self-defense during a crime. In 2018, we had what is probably the most well-known and most well-documented case involving a Waffle House. This is due to
It's always really sad when people die while committing a crime, like a robbery or something like that, because it's not worth your life. Whatever it is that you're about to gain is not worth. It's not worth your life, like at all. Even some big heists where, like, I don't know, maybe you got a crew together. Maybe this is you guys know that movie where they rob the banks and stuff. I can't remember the name of it right now. It's one of my favorites. But you don't have a whole crew behind you. Even if you did, it still wouldn't be worth it, in my opinion. Cozy said, I worked at a little corner store night shift. It was for sure sketchy. Right. I can imagine that. I can see how that could be the case. I had to work a shift for a little bit at the 7-Eleven where I was coming in at 5 in the morning. Ooh, like shortly after that is when I stopped working there because I just nope, not for me.
what a man named Travis Reinking would come to commit in a Waffle House located in the Antioch neighborhood of Nashville, Tennessee. Travis was nothing less than a strange young man.
Okay.
He was known for being a bit of an eccentric, to put it lightly, suffering from paranoia, getting into petty crimes, and being absolutely obsessed with Taylor Swift to the point of delusion. In fact, he had told his co-workers that
You know the Swiftie? Him. This dude. Him. We all looking at this. I don't know why I'm pointing at my eyes, pointing at the camera, but I don't know what I'm trying to convey here. Okay, we're all here together. We get it. But like a Swiftie, I didn't expect that. I think the series you talk about, Money Heist, is on Netflix. No, no, no. It's not a series. It's not a series. It's not a series, you guys. It's a movie. It's a movie with who's in it? Brad Pitt's in it. George Clooney's in it. Hold on. Now I'm curious. Ocean's 11. Ocean's 11, one of my favorite movies. I've literally watched it. I'm one of those weird people. If I like something enough, I'll watch it like repeatedly. I've seen this movie so many times. I actually might even watch it tonight now because I haven't seen it in a couple years, and I would love to go back into that space. But this is such a good movie, Ocean's 11.
obsessed with Taylor Swift to the point of delusion. In fact, he had told his co-workers that he had plans to marry Taylor Swift, saying that not only had they met, but they were also engaged. They didn't really believe him, especially considering that he
You know
had
what
told
would be a weird twist? I know I'm already interrupting again. I'm sorry. You know what would be a weird twist? Because I keep seeing it like pop up on my YouTube. You guys know the people that catfish as celebrities? What if he wasn't like crazy delusional? It turns out that somebody was like catfishing him as Taylor Swift. Wouldn't that be a wild twist? Like I know that's not gonna happen. But I'm just saying. That's yeah. That's how my brain took it. Ocean's 11, that's a throwback. Yeah, you know it, Cozy. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. That's like the original the bank crew. But I might check out that series that you're talking about, Money Heist, because it sounds like something I would like.
them he was gay during the same episode of Word Vomit. At one point in 2016, his delusions
Can we run that back? 'Cause I
got
don't.
the same episode of Word really believe him, especially considering that he had told them he was gay during the same episode of Word.
Let me just admit right now, in this moment, today, July 15th, 3:07 p.m. I don't know how the human brain works. I have no idea how the human brain works, okay? Because if you know you're gay, how does your brain give you a delusion that makes you think you want to marry or are in love with this woman. I I wish we had a brain doctor in chat that could tell me because I really want to know.
vomit. At one point in 2016, his delusions got so bad that he felt that Taylor Swift was stalking him and hacking into his phone. He fled to a drugstore in a paranoia-induced haze, forcing his parents to chase him down and call the police. When the police arrived, they said, "Travis is hostile toward police and does not recognize police authority. Travis also possesses several firearms." 1 year later, Travis was living in an apartment above his dad's business in Illinois. He had been working with his father but had since quit, feeling that the police were stalking him there. He also felt that his fated chance to marry Taylor Swift was soon approaching and he couldn't miss it. One day his father was forced to call the police once again when Travis came downstairs into his business wearing nothing but a pink dress, carrying a rifle, cursing all the way to his car.
I know. I'm not supposed to laugh during these, you guys. I'm not supposed to fucking. But come on now. Come on. He's wearing a pink dress, carrying a rifle. You're gonna tell me that mental image doesn't make you. That's funny. Like, come on. I know you feel it. I know you feel it. Don't lie.
On another occasion, the police were called when he went to a swimming pool in a similar pink women's coat and flashed the lifeguards.
Help me. This one might be breaking my brain. This one might be breaking my brain. Then he went out and flashed some people. Oh my god, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I guess that's part of it because his brain is, I almost said broken, but then that's like has so much negative connotation around it if I say it that way. But his brain is not wired the same as everyone else's, I guess, and this is the result. Yeah.
A few months later, actual Secret Service agents had to arrest Travis when he made his way out to Washington, D.C. and attempted to break into the White House.
I feel like this is a fan fiction. Yo. I feel like this is a fan fiction. You guys. You guys. You guys. I'm sorry I rolled away. I'm back. But like, now he's getting arrested by the Secret Service. This is the arc that we've entered into for this man. Like, what is this storyline? Donnie said either he flashed his gun or he flashed his meat stick. Ah, I love you guys so much. I really do. Because he said he's nuts. Lock them dress rifle trying to break into the White House. He's take him to the loony bin. Put the thing. You guys know what I'm talking about. Put the thing on him. Put the thing on him.
He was there saying he had an important meeting with the president. It appeared that he had fallen into the
I'm talking about like that I put it on the YouTube.
citizen conspiracy theories online and felt he needed to discuss it all with the government. He was charged with unlawful entry and forced to perform 32 hours of community service for this incident. He was also forbidden from visiting the White House ever again. It was after this incident that the Illinois police finally revoked his firearms license and seized 4 of his weapons, a Remington rifle.
That's crazy. It's crazy. Our system is so weird, but like, yo, he's obviously mentally unstable in some way, shape, or form. And I don't mean that negatively. I mean that literally, because that's, you know. But it's not. It's not until it got serious, and the Secret Service had to get involved. That's when they said, "Nah, you can't have a gun anymore. Like, you can terrorize, you can do whatever you want. We don't care. But like, you can't come for us." You know what I mean? Just a little. It's a little food for thought.
Rifle, a 22 caliber rifle, a handgun, and an AR-15.
See? Why did he have so many guns? Isn't the AR-15? I think I know what that is. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I know what the guns are, but I'm pretty sure I know what that one is. Like, why did you have that one especially?
Travis's father asked if he could keep the guns himself, and they agreed as long as he promised he would keep them secure and away from his son. However, he gave them back to his
Yo, you guys, you guys, can we just have a moment of silence for the stupidity that we just listened to and experienced secondhand, our third hand? Like, you gave the guns back to his father. Like, his parents didn't know he already had guns. That make no sense. That is so stupid. Like, why would you, why would you, ugh, Jesus fucking Christ.
son after a begging session one night. Travis then moved out to Nashville in late 2017, working as a crane operator and construction worker. However, he was fired in April of 2018 for once again claiming that he was being stalked, this time by the other employees who work there. He then stole a BMW from a dealership. He was quickly caught by the
I
police,
told
given the department
you! I told you! I told you this is like the worst fan fiction ever. Like all the most outrageous things that somebody could think to do. It went from he was just doing random shit and fucking up and being crazy, and then he went and he got himself caught up and the CIA came after him, and now he out here stealing BMWs. What? Whose GTA playthrough is this? Like whose GTA Online playthrough is this? Because that's what this feels like right now. I'm not even joking.
had GPS tracking, and they found the key fob in his apartment shortly after arriving to ask him some questions. Travis had hit rock bottom.
He was stashing at the safe house.
Just a few days after being fired, he hopped into his truck completely naked aside from a jacket, holding his AR-15. He drove over to a Waffle House in the Antioch neighborhood and sat in his truck for about 4 minutes before coming out. Nearly nude, he moved toward the Waffle House with his rifle. He shot 2 people standing outside, killing them both before moving into the restaurant. There he continued to fire his gun, killing 1 more person and injuring a 4th. Another customer, 29-year-old James Shaw Jr., got grazed by a bullet. He hid near the restrooms before lunging out and wrestling the gun away from Travis, ending the rampage. Travis, defeated, ran out of the restaurant completely nude, leaving his jacket behind. The 4th victim, who had been injured, later passed away at the hospital from their injuries. Travis had left
I know. I know. I know. I seem so insensitive, and I'm here for it. I promise I'm here for all the emotional parts and sad parts that people get hurt. But why he run out naked? Why he leave his jacket behind? That's the one piece of clothing you had on. Why was he there naked in the first place? I want to know. I want to understand, but I'm not sure I really want to know or really understand. You feel me? You know what I mean?
no sort of manifesto, notes, or communications. The police had very little to go on when it came to a motive. They began to hunt him down, warning the public that he was armed and dangerous, having owned more guns than just the rifle he had abandoned. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation added him to their list of most wanted criminals and offered a hefty reward for his arrest. Travis was tracked down and captured the next day after he was seen entering the woods near the Waffle House.
See, y'all. I know I cannot stay still in my chair. I'm the worst. I just keep going this way and that way. I'm expressive. Okay, deal with it. So just all of this could have been prevented, and we could have like pressed the pause button way back when they fucking gave the guns to the dad. You guys had the power then and there to like. Okay, I'm not saying that he couldn't. maybe figure out a way to still obtain guns, and maybe in an alternate path or an alternate timeline it still would have happened, right? But it wasn't going to happen in the same way that happened the first time. And um, you guys, you understand what I'm trying to say.
He was carrying a backpack with his handgun and some more ammo. He was charged with 4 counts of criminal homicide, 4 counts of attempted homicide, and 1 count of having a firearm while committing a dangerous felony. He was given a mental exam and found to have severe schizophrenia. He was deemed incompetent to stand trial and sent to a mental hospital for treatment. By October, though, he was deemed competent to stand trial once and for all. He was facing life in prison without parole. When the
I don't know about that part, you guys. So I don't know how they found him to be competent in that short of a time frame when he's been suffering from this for like so long, you know? I feel like maybe they just wanted to like sentence him. Just sharing my thoughts.
trial came in 2022, he pled not guilty to 16 counts of murder and assault with a deadly weapon. However, he quickly changed his mind, changing his plea from not guilty to guilty by reason of insanity. This was unsuccessful, and he was found guilty on all counts, including 4 counts of premeditated murder. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. His
How do you guys feel about that? Because okay, I'm not saying, I mean, I don't know the degree of how crazy he was, but, or insane, I guess he was, but I was a little surprised when they said that they didn't accept the guilty by reason of insanity. I believe they said, but that might have been not that might not have been the exact phrasing they used. But why? I wonder why they didn't accept that. Because from everything we've heard, about him, I would agree with that assessment and I would agree with that verdict. You know what I mean? Because he said El Mayo, he was out of his mind. Exactly. Yeah, like, and I don't even think he was trying to play insane. I think he was. I think he was genuinely insane. And all right, so
father, Jeffrey Reinking, was later hit with the charge of unlawful delivery of a firearm for illegally returning the guns to his son and hit with an 18-month prison sentence himself.
oh, so they came
In the
after
same
the dad? They went after the dad for giving the guns to the son? Hmm. But the only reason why he was able to give the gun to the sons was because you gave them back to him in the first place. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that he shouldn't be held accountable because he did do that, right? But, mm, 2 years or a year and a half is what they gave him. John with Blue says reactive viewers music. I mean, if that's something people were interested in, I could, I guess. I mean, we're not doing that right this minute, though. Why? Chloe said you can be deemed competent even with mental health issues. Ah, so like even though he might have been crazy, he might not have been so crazy that he didn't know the right from the wrong of his actions. Is that kind of what you're saying? That's where I think you're going with that. Also, welcome in, John. Hope you're doing well.
same year as Travis's sentencing, another shooting would happen to take place at a Waffle House in the very same state.
Okay.
In 2022 in Clarksville, a 28-year-old man named Mark Austin Ellis, known on the street as Bubba Raichi, was out on bond after being indicted on a charge of first-degree murder. He had shot a mother in her car while her 2 kids were in the back seat. He was charged with first-degree
What?
murder, attempted murder, reckless endangerment, and weapons charges.
Yo, 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 yo. You guys. I feel like And I'm gonna go ahead and assume, even though that makes the ass okay, I'm not gonna say that, sorry. But I'm gonna go ahead and assume that somebody's not just gonna shoot a random mom with their kids in the back seat, right? Like, I'd say a good 90% of people out there have that like empathy part of them that will kick in. And let's say even if they do want to kill that person, they're probably not gonna do it right there with her in the car, like in front of the kids. But that's an average everyday person. But if this is a person that knew her, like the boyfriend, the ex-husband, you guys already know, kind of talked about last night, crimes of passion. That's what I'm assuming this is gonna go. I don't know that, but that's my first thought when he's introducing this one to us.
He decided that one charge of murder simply wasn't enough. After seemingly getting into an argument with a few other people outside of a Waffle
Wait,
House, the Fort Campbell Boulevard
we're
location,
not gonna get to find out why he shot the woman in the car? I'm gonna have to research that on my own later, you guys, because I'm curious. I'm extremely curious why he shot the mom in the back seat. I mean, in the car with their two kids in the back seat. That's a little weird to me.
one Sunday morning, he decided that there would be no better way to end the argument than by pulling out a gun and shooting all of them. He then sprayed bullets inside the restaurant as well. The police were called out to the restaurant to find broken glass and petrified customers all over the place. 3 people outside of the restaurant had been injured from their gunshots, one critically, and were taken to the hospital. Several other people inside were hurt by the shattered glass. Local residents, when interviewed by the media, expressed that they weren't at all surprised. After all, crime had been escalating for years, and nothing really shocked them anymore. One woman said, "It wasn't really shocking to me, just more upsetting. I think it's just really scary, and it makes me nervous as a parent, and it seems to be that crime is getting worse in Clarksville. I've lived here for 7 years, and it just seems like
Hey, isn't Clarksville the town that they used to have the show, the Superman show on fucking what was the channel, you guys? It wasn't ABC. Cozy might know what I'm talking about. Maybe Donnie too. It's what was that show? Clarksville. Was that I think it was a Superman show. Smallville. Okay. There we go. I'm like, my brain is like close to whatever it is. Thank you. With Clark Kent. Yes. Exactly. Go cozy. Yes. Thank you. I'd be so close. My brain be so close, but I'm still just like a couple blocks off from where I need to be to get there, you know? But then cozy's like, oh, here you go. Here's a landmark. I'm over here.
there's escalating violence in this town. Others, while not really shocked at the violence, found the choice of location to be odd.
At the Waffle House, you got me don't want to go eat no more.
It wasn't long before the
You
police tracked
shouldn't
down Bubba
you
Raichi.
shouldn't have been eating there in the first place. Like, just letting you know, in case you didn't know.
Getting an arrest warrant, they took him in and found that he had a firearm on his person, despite being a felon, along with a felony amount of narcotics. Now he's facing an additional 2 charges of being a felon in possession of a firearm, along with possession for resale, simple possession/casual exchange, and unlawful drug paraphernalia. He was convicted after a 2-day trial of conspiracy to distribute and possession with intent to distribute more than 400 grams of fentanyl, also being a convicted felon in possession of a firearm.
No, he was a fentanyl peddler? Y'all know how bad that stuff is, right? You guys know where I'm at. You know where I'm at. So it's pretty bad out here.
And possession of a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking crime. Things would go quiet for a little bit until 20.
Hey, what's up? Welcome in. How are you? We're watching The Unhinged Crimes of Waffle House by Diretriplive. He's cool.
2024, 2024 would prove to be a very explosive year for Waffle House, as several very high-profile, very violent crimes would come to take place throughout the year. Early on in the year, February of 2024, a woman named Crystal Kennebrew, a pub owner from Gary, Indiana, was visiting the town of Indianapolis for the weekend. She attended the party and went to a club while the city hosted the NBA All-Stars game events. Late one night at 12:30 a.m., she was eating at a Waffle House when an altercation took place between her group and one other, although the details are fuzzy. Well, the opposing group decided to pull out their guns and start shooting. By the time the police got to the scene, there were 5 people lying on the ground with bullet wounds. In the end, Crystal was the
So what I learned from this video and what I'm gonna remember is people like to shoot at Waffle House. They be spraying if they're at
only
Waffle
one to
House.
pass away. The other victims, 3 men and 1 woman, were sent to the hospital and soon recovered. While there were a lot of people in the restaurant when the shooting had occurred, the majority of them had run out of the restaurant and fled. The police were left with very little witnesses to work with.
So just quick side note. That's the difference between this Waffle House and the other Waffle House. You guys were the other one. The concept when they got there, people were like paralyzed with fear, right? Everybody was still there. People were like, and I was thinking as he was saying it, I'm surprised people were still there. I would have, and I ran, like that would be me. Run, Forrest, run! Fucking run fast, like. And then you go to this Waffle House, and they get there, and there's like no witnesses to talk to or anything, because you know what? Everybody fucking booked it and ran, as they should.
In this case, it seems that the police are still investigating, and as of the making of this video, they haven't made any arrests. It isn't clear if they even have any suspects, as they are still asking for people with any information to come forward. We'll just have to see where this one goes. Then April 2024 was a particularly bad time for the Waffle House, with 2 high-profile shootings occurring within a very close time frame.
I'm honestly surprised that they're still open. I was so expecting to look them up after this video and find out that they've been closed down. I was 100. I'm not even kidding you guys. I was 100% expecting that, but they're telling us about a shooting that just happened a couple months ago.
One of these incidents took place at a Waffle House near Ohio State University.
I mean, it might not be a shooting, but something crazy that happened at a Waffle House. There we go.
Early one morning at about 2:30 a.m. A huge fight broke out at the restaurant, resulting in a huge brawl between 15 to 20 people. The fight spilled outside the restaurant and into the street, ultimately concluding when shots were fired. 38-year-old Ronald Diggs was shot. Once the authorities arrived, he was taken out to the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, but it was already too late. He was pronounced dead not even an hour after the fight began. 2 more people had been injured in the fight that were taken to the hospital. The Columbus Division of Police went on to release the photos of 3 people they suspected to be involved in the shooting. So far, 19-year-old Jaquan Curry has been taken in and arrested. This is still an ongoing investigation, and the remaining suspects haven't been found. On April 21st, another shooting occurred at the Waffle House on Wards Road in Lynchburg early Sunday morning at around 3 a.m. Like the previous case, the police were called out to deal with a large-scale fight that broke out between multiple parties that ended up resulting in a shooting. When the fight ended, someone stood outside the restaurant and fired multiple bullets into the building through the windows, hitting both a 74-year-old security guard and a 30-year-old man.
Why this? I'm sorry that happened to him, but why is the 74-year-old man a security guard? You don't take your little old self home and kick your feet up and retire and watch some TV and soap operas and Judge Judy and all that. Y'all, come on now. Poor little old man. He didn't deserve this.
When the police arrived on the scene, they applied all the aid that they could to the 2 victims. Medics soon arrived and took them to the Lynchburg General Hospital. Not too long after, video footage of the fight was uploaded to social media and passed around, being shared a large number of times. The 30-year-old male victim was soon deemed to be in stable condition. The 74-year-old security guard, Rosalinde Belt, also survived, although she was shot multiple times.
It was a little old lady. It was a little old lady. You guys. What I said earlier still stands. She should have just been at home with her little, the thing they do, the knitting, the crocheting, the sewing, are out there in her garden and hobbling. You know what I mean? Why was she? All my original question still stands. Doesn't matter if it was a man or a woman. I still just don't get it.
And required surgery. Some of this surgery was to her neck and face area. The suspects were known to have fled the scene in a black Nissan sedan. Knowing the car, it wasn't too long before the police were able to track down at least one of them. At 5 p.m., they noticed one of the men they believed to be involved getting into his car. This man was named Omarion Daquan Fitch, and he didn't feel like getting arrested. He led the cops on a chase before crashing his car at an intersection. He didn't give up there, though, taking off on foot. In the end, he couldn't escape. He was caught and hit with a whole load of charges: aggravated malicious wounding, reckless handling of a firearm, shooting into an occupied building, property damage, use of a firearm.
Y'all remember towards the beginning of this video, you guys remember towards the beginning of the video when I pointed out how that guy did basically this exact same thing and he got 2 charges. Okay? I was like, well, why didn't he get this, like some other things? Because this is a public space and all this, right? You were there. But he is. He's getting all those charges. I don't really think I need to say much more.
During the commission of a felony, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and discharging a firearm within the city limit. Soon after, the police found his cohort, 22-year-old Shanisha Kalish Turpin, and charged her with accessory after the fact, felony eluding police, and obstruction of justice. When it all comes down to it, there really isn't anything about Waffle House itself that leads itself to be such a breeding ground for these incidents aside from one thing. They tend to be open all night and during any situation, even hurricanes, and they're pretty cheap. That means that when the bars close and people have nowhere else to go, they tend to flock to these places in order to sober up. Having that many drunk people in one place is just a recipe for disaster on its own. This is only made worse by the fact that the more criminal types crawling the streets at night also have nowhere else to hang out, leading to them showing up as well. You could
So does Waffle House like have some weird late hours or something, you guys? They must, because that one girl got shot at like midnight. I thought Denny's was like the only place that was open late like that. Okay.
really replace the Waffle House with any other restaurant, and the end result would be pretty much the same if you cultivated this sort of environment. While searching for Waffle House crimes, the results are practically endless. It's likely that you can even find a crime that has occurred within just days or even hours of your search. Discretion is advised when getting some waffles. Once again, thank you for watching my video. If you found it
Hey guys, that is that. We watched some Dire Trip today. Make sure to check out his channel and all that if you don't already. He's great. And make sure you drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Okay, so I said